Paul. Our channel's High C, Cindy, and Paul. And tonight we're going to be talking about side by side versus back to backs.
Yes.
And over the last few years, we've really done a lot of side by sides, and we've really enjoyed doing a lot of side by sides because you go through all the trouble of traveling and flying. You want to be able to spend as much time, down in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, wherever you're going, you want to
Yeah.
be able to enjoy that area, especially in the wintertime. It's really nice to stay down there for a while when you're from the Midwest or the North or wherever. Um, when we first started cruising, our first few years, we did a couple back to backs, but we found we didn't like them for a couple reasons. And so today we're going to go over,
Yes.
the difference between a side by side and a back to back. And pretty much going to give you three positives on each that, maybe you can make your decision which would be the best for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the
Before we start, let's welcome everybody. Thank you for
welcome.
stopping by,
Yep.
guys. It is Sunday. I know a lot of people are busy on Sunday, but we thought we just, of course, this is our new time that we're going to choose for
Right.
now and see how it goes. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. And booking some cruises, and
Right.
and we actually did a premiere on our video last night. I hope you guys was able to check that out. It was us getting ready to go on a cruise on the Carnival Mardi Gras, my birthday cruise. Yay!
Yep.
But anyways, it's an awesome cruise, and we'll talk more about the Mardi Gras on our next live. And
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
hi. So today, our topic we want to talk about was back to back versus side by side, because we actually done both in the past,
Right.
and a lot of people maybe want to have maybe booked that, or actually thinking about doing that. So we
Right.
have some tips and stuff like that, pro tips for you guys. So Paul, would you like to begin?
Absolutely. And I wanted to hit on the three, most important things that I think would be why you'd like a side by side or a back to back.
Yeah.
The first thing on a side by side is to experience more than one ship, to be able to experience a different ship, a different line.
Yes.
I feel, we've on our back to back, it kind of gets, it's kind of repeats itself. And you got to remember, these are on older ships. And don't get me wrong, we love the Fascination. We
Yeah.
did both of our back to backs on the Fascination in 13 and 15. Back when the Fascination used to do those great out of Jacksonville over to Half Moon Cay and Grand Turk, and those great 5-day
We
cruises.
love those.
Yeah, and it was just one sea day, and you had a couple great ports, and those were good times. There on that small ship, and great beaches, and God, it was so affordable back then.
Oh, I know, because what happened in the 2015 when we did, we booked it in 2014, the first one, and then back then Carnival used to do some specials around holidays, and they had a Halloween deal, and so we couldn't pass it up on, and it was the same ship, but it was the cruise afterwards. So we said, hey, let's do it.
Right.
The bad thing is the cabin that we actually booked wasn't available, but we'll get into that in a minute. But
Right.
Carnival did take good care of us, so
Right.
we did have a good experience on our back to back on that time.
Right. So over the last, probably after 15 all the way up to the pandemic, we really started doing side by sides a lot, and we started doing them, every time. And it was nice to get off one ship and experience a different ship. So that's kind of number one. Number two is we would frequent Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and I love the beaches there. Sometimes we would get really good deals. We would look in advance through third party, whatever. There's good deals if you look for it. There's other times there's not, and that's definitely probably when you want a back to back. But one thing I really like doing a side by side is the fact that you get to enjoy the local vibe when
Yes.
when it's kind of quiet, when the big ships are out, and you get to enjoy those beautiful beaches in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And when we were in Miami, we always tried to take advantage of the art scene, the Woodward Wall,
Yes.
and stuff like that. And we would just, the local flavor in Miami, we love it. We love the culture. We love the drinks. We love the mojitos.
The
Yeah,
music,
the music.
that's our
Right.
vibe right there.
Right. We really like Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and we
Yeah.
really enjoy the beaches. So that's one reason why we really like doing side by sides. And a lot of times we would do this in January, and we'd spend a couple days in between.
Yes.
So And probably one of the biggest reasons for me is it's kind of a couple days off, a couple days of R&R in
Mm-hmm.
between cruises. Because when you're on cruises, you're going to the shows, you're staying up late, you're eating too much, you're drinking too much, and you're just having a lot of fun. It's kind of nice to get off the ship for a couple days and just relax, maybe get caught up with family, find out what's going on.
Yes.
After a couple of days of that, you're like, okay, I'm ready to get back on another ship. Let's do this again. So that's probably the biggest thing for me with the side by side
Side-by-sides.
cruising. Yeah, absolutely. Is would kind of give me a break, and I'd get a little rest and relax, and then I'd be ready to do it again.
Like what Paul said, sometimes we will start out like what this is one time we did. We did the Carnival Victory, and then we took a couple days off, and then we jumped onto the Carnival Horizon. So
Right,
it's like two different ships. So we were able to take a
right,
break, enjoy a little
right,
scenery in Miami, and then go on a different cruise ship and see like a total new
right.
atmosphere for
Yeah,
us.
that time we stayed in downtown Miami, and we're close to the water and close to a
Yes.
lot of things going on, and we took in a lot of art and culture. And I love espresso, so it was great being down in Miami, sipping on espresso. And the great thing now that I want to share with everybody on side by side cruising is the fact that they're doing COVID testing up to 7 days.
Yes,
Correct?
and in the cruise port, so you don't have to worry about going to CVS, Walgreens. As long as you're doing a side by side, they Carnival will still let you do a rapid test in the cruise terminal before you get onto your
Right.
ship.
Because there in the very beginning, that was kind of like, well, why would anyone do a side by side when they have to, they're out on vacation, they're in a strange place, and now they got to figure out how to get a COVID test. And we caught that on John Hill's page, I think, before, we sailed there. They made that
Yes.
announcement for obvious good reasons. So up to 7 days. So keep in mind you can do, and you got to stay on the same line. You can't go Carnival Royal or Royal, Norwegian. You got to stick with,
The cruise line.
yeah. And honestly, I'm only speaking Carnival right now. I
Yes.
cannot speak for the other cruise
We have more
lines.
experience with Carnival at this time, but we're
Right,
going to venture out to other cruise lines. So stay tuned, guys. We're going
right,
to do
right.
more than just Carnival.
Yep. We've got the Royal coming up for Alaska this
Yes.
coming summer in June, right at the beginning of June. We've got Norwegian coming up. We're excited to book more
Yeah.
Norwegian cruises. So we really look forward to that. And I just wanted to pass on the information there about the 7 days, so you could get off one ship, say you're down in Tampa or something like that, and you want to go down to Miami for a few days. Hey, go hang out there, and then
Uh-huh.
you could get on another cruise ship. So that's something to keep in mind
And then
there.
you don't have to worry about getting your cabin connected to the, before and after too. Side by sides are actually pretty cool. So we
Right.
like, and you get a different cabin or, maybe try to do the same, but that way you don't have to worry about it connecting. So you have to pack up your luggage and, stuff like that. So that's why we love side by sides.
Absolutely. Now, should I get into the negative of side by side, or should we get into the positives of
Let's
back to
start with
back?
the negative and we'll end on a positive. But
Oh,
does anybody have any questions out there? I know Kevin says we really thought about a side by side. Sounds like a great idea. It
right.
is. Again, we really enjoy those. My favorite was on the Victory and the Horizon because we went on a small ship and then stayed in Miami area and then we jumped
Right.
onto a larger ship, which was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. And we had amazing service. Like it was so cheap when we booked the Victory. I mean, it was half of what a hotel would cost in a resort
Yes.
in Miami. And we're like, okay, this is a no brainer. And we weren't expecting much, and we were like overwhelmed. We actually had better food and service in
Yeah.
some cases than we did on the Horizon. So, which was kind of odd at the
Yeah.
time. So,
But the Victory is actually going to be the Carnival Radiance. I think it's going to start coming out in maybe December in Long Beach. So we can't wait to do a comparison of the Victory versus the
yep,
Radiance.
we still got all our
Yeah.
Victory vlogs up, and we really loved the Victory. Someone mentioned that last week. I forget who mentioned it, but the sea decor in the Victory was really
Loved it.
cool. If you get a chance, check out those vlogs. They're on our page. We really enjoyed the Victory. It was really cool.
If you can, guys, give us a thumbs up if you guys like our videos. We really encourage that and keeps us going on our YouTube channel. So thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you guys for the
Yes.
support. Absolutely. So the next thing I want to get into is the three big pluses on selling back to back. And number one would be keeping the same room and you don't have to pack. You don't
Yes.
have to pack up all your stuff and deal with that, and you can just enjoy staying on the ship. Because for me, I hate pack. What's funny is I can unpack really fast, but I drag out packing. I don't know if because I get stuff scattered all over the place, but it just seems like packing up is much more difficult than
As long as
unpacking.
you book a back-to-back at the same time, you might be able to get the same cabin. But if you don't, you can always, I guess, with your travel agent or talk to somebody at Carnival, they can leave notes in. And that way, if you have a different cabin, same cabin type, but not the same cabin number, they may be able to get you in that same cabin.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then the second, positive thing for me is you're first on the ship.
Yes.
You get an opportunity to make an amazing connection with your bartenders, your servers, your staff, and also, the cruise director is going to recognize you, and you
Yes.
can make a really strong connection with your cruise director, which is really cool. So that's another really good positive about doing a
Yeah,
back to
because
back.
we did when we went into the MDR, our second back-to-back, they would all come up to us. What are you doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing? What's
I said,
this?"
hey, I'm just going to stay on the ship.
Yeah.
It's far cheaper to live on the ship than it is at
Yeah.
home. Back in those days, we booked like the Fascination, going to Half Moon Cay and Grand Turk for like
Dirt cheap.
179, 169 a person. We were on it out the door for like $500 for
Yeah.
5-day cruises. So I mean, of course you could live on a ship a lot cheaper. I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna leave. I'm just gonna stay.
Okay, what's your next one, Paul?
So the next one is you can save a lot on liquor if you're not on the drink package. This is kind of a secret time
Yeah.
here. So, I've mentioned it to other cruisers that were doing back to back on the Horizons before. I'm like, and we've done it a
We've
couple
done it.
times, and you go to the duty free store, the night before, and that you can take your liquor back to your room,
On the last
so you can
night.
get your wine and all that on your last night, so you're set up for your second cruise there, which I think is really cool, especially if you're not doing the drink package, or if you've bought alcohol along the way. That will all be delivered to your room the last night. So that's something cool. Or if you're one of those people that exceeds the 15 drink limit, then you've got some backup supplies. But
Yeah.
I couldn't get past 12. So
Yeah, so I mean, we've done that. It actually worked for us. We went into the on Carnival's little liquor store. We on the last night before everybody was going to get off, we did purchase some stuff. They gave it to us. We took it back in the room, and then we had it for the next cruise.
right,
So it was pretty awesome.
right, and kind of like a bonus thing here on the back to back. I mentioned it in our victory vlogs. You can go back and check those out. It is so much cheaper to cruise than it is to stay at a lot of those resorts, unless you're doing third party or looking hard. Unless you're one of those people that's doing a cruise and then you're doing, what the private cabanas, because those are crazy high at the resorts, where you go like Half Moon Cay and a lot of those places. It's really high. So, like I said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. The cruising is the best bang for the buck. You cannot beat cruising.
Hi, Ruben.
Hey, Ruben. Nothing compares to the price comparison on cruising.
Now, Michelle Cruises says, enjoy the chit chat, lots of information.
Right,
Well, thank
right.
you. That's what we're here to help you guys.
We try to come in with the topic every night,
Yeah.
So we've made a, dedication to doing Sunday nights at 5 o'clock Central Time. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. And if you can, hit that thumbs up and get YouTube to promote us a little bit more. We'd appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. So what's the next one, Paul?
So that basically, to me, is I gave three big, pluses on the side by side, and I gave three big pluses on the back to back.
Well, we welcome somebody. SCT Adventure says, hey guys, hi.
Hey. Welcome, guys.
Huddles Adventure, looks like Eddie's here. Hi, Eddie.
What's
How you
up?
doing? Is your wife there, Laura, there too?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy time going against football here,
Yeah.
but it'll be a slow start. But hey, you get better with practice. So we get a little practice under our belt here, and then we can get rolling. So we'll get we'll get a little practice under us while it's a little quiet. So
Especially if you actually missed the first part, you can always go back and watch it.
Right.
So no worries on that.
Right.
So we're still talking about the back-to-backs versus side-by-side cruises.
Right.
So.
And that's kind of why every week we want to have a topic, so we can give some good information for people out there
Yes.
every week to get caught up. So I'll probably get into the negatives now. So, um, the negatives on doing a back to back is it's the same entertainers, it's the same shows, and if you like the comedy like I do, they do switch up the comedians halfway through.
Yeah.
But that means you're gonna at the beginning of your next cruise, you're gonna catch a lot of repeat on the comedy. You're probably not gonna frequent the shows as much, and you're probably gonna start getting burned out on the MDR. So if you're on a smaller ship that doesn't have a lot of specialty restaurants, you're going to be like, oh yeah, maybe a side by side would have been better to experience something
Because
different.
when you do a side by side, that means you get off the ship and again get back on the ship to a new ship. Hopefully, you get different entertainers, comedians. So
Right.
it's naturally a better fit.
Right. Yeah, and keep in mind, the number two negative I wanted to bring up on a back to back is if you don't have the best service on that ship or if the food's not up to par, you're going to be stuck with that, for the rest of the cruise where you could have had a different opportunity. So I'm just trying to bring in these points of the side by side versus the back to back.
Now, on mine on a back to back, you get kind of tired of the same menu because when
Especially, yeah,
especially when you're in the
MDR.
MDR, you go to the first time, you go to do all the menus,
Right.
and then when you do go get back on the ship the same day when it goes around,
Right.
you got the same food. So as long as you're adventurous, you want to try lot of different things. That's awesome,
Right.
and a lot of like Paul mentioned,
Right.
specialty restaurants. That's awesome too.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. That's what my little fault was there is I
Right.
didn't like the same menus over and over.
Right, right. It was kind of like the same thing over
Because I'm
and
a
over.
vegetarian, so it's pretty much I don't have a variety of things to choose from
Right.
on my end.
And MDR doesn't have a lot of seafood, obviously, and we got spoiled on the Mardi Gras, so a lot of those other ships don't have, the.
I'm just
offer.
reading questions here, and it looks like Eddie says that Laura is here. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
And then Kevin says we did a back to back and changed cabins and the tables in the MDR. It worked out great for us.
Cool.
Awesome. And then Karen said that's on my cruise list to do a side by side,
Right.
which is awesome. And then Eddie says we're doing our first back to back in January of 2022 on the horizon.
Oh, that
We
sounds
haven't
cool.
done a side by side.
And the Horizon will keep you active. It's, got a lot of specialty restaurants. When we went on the Horizon, we were with a group.
Yeah.
And we could have took the opportunity to do the one GG's we wanted to do, but we chose to spend the last night with the group and stuff like that. And we kind of regret not doing GG's in a way, but hey, we'll get there eventually again. I think Chibang kind of took over GG's on the
Mardi
Gras, and it just, to me, it just wasn't that great.
We're gonna try it again and get another. Maybe that one night it wasn't as. I mean, maybe we just
Right.
picked the wrong appetizers and entrees. But we're gonna try it again in
Right,
January
right.
and see how we really like it.
Right. And then the last negative, and this is going to be on the side by side, is the packing up, the moving.
Yeah.
The gratuities, the paying people to move your luggage, the Uber, this and that. It just depends what you want to do. I mean, I'm just trying to throw out information there, pros and cons of both. So, I see the side of the back to back, but if you're on a smaller or an older ship, it doesn't offer a lot. It gets kind of old there, and the entertainment doesn't change much, where it's nice to go experience a different ship. And plus, I really like, a lot of places in Florida, and I really like relaxing at the beach for a couple days and get some R&R before I go back on the cruise. But I'm going to end this topic.
I have one for another hot topic there for that. A pro tip: if you're doing a back-to-back cruise, of course, every cruise you're allowed to bring 2 bottles of wine, one for each 21-year-old in the cabin. So if you're doing a back-to-back, bring 4. And make sure you bring your documents for your back-to-back.
Right.
So that way they won't say, well, sorry, you are only allowed 2, and say, well, I do have a back-to-back.
Right.
And show your documents, and they'll let you take the 4 bottles instead of not, missing out on bringing your 2 bottles for each cruise.
Right.
So do that too.
Yeah, and they will honor that.
Yes.
So I basically want to end this with the Mardi Gras. I definitely would do a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, because it's so large, there's 4 different cruise experiences easily on the Mardi Gras. the Mardi Gras, I would highly recommend a back to back over a side by side.
Well, let's see what somebody said here. It looks like Laura says, "Hi guys,"
Hey, Laura.
and then Kevin says, "Good idea."
Right.
So those are
Right.
the tips we
Right.
have been doing. So
Yeah, and it's almost a necessity to do a back to back on the Mardi Gras to, to be able to get it all. There's so many choices. There's no way anyone could do it in one cruise. Our initial booking of the Mardi Gras was supposed to be a repositioning cruise from
yes,
New York to Port Canaveral on a 15-day cruise, and we were really excited about
yeah.
that because we're like, there's so much to see and do on this ship. We're gonna need the 15 days, and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. And
It was nothing to do with COVID. It was just the
right,
ship wasn't
the
actually.
ship wasn't ready, and we actually, got some bonuses
Well,
out
they
of
gave us
that.
some good deals on that.
Right, so they definitely took care of us on that. Unfortunately, you can't double stack it, so that kind of got knocked down, and then we just were kind of stuck with the standard $600 onboard credit because they gave us what?
They gave us some actually credit, like not like onboard credit, but they gave us a credit percentage on our next
Was it
cruise.
30 or 40%?
I think it was 40% we did
Yeah, and
get.
that was an expensive cruise, so they kicked us a lot of money. Unfortunately, COVID knocked that off, but
Now, Laura would like to ask you, Paul, questions. Are any Carnival ships that you would not want to do a back to back on?
as well, one of them's gone. I love the Fascination, but not for a back to back. I probably wouldn't do the Elation or the Fantasy. I love the small ships, but if you do a back to back, really you just have the steakhouse, and a lot of times they put the chef's table in the library, and it's
Yeah.
just MDR and buffet, and I'm not a big buffet person.
I would say the Magic or the Breeze. I mean, I really love the Magic. That's one of our favorite ships, and the
Do you think
Breeze.
there's enough specialty restaurants
Yep,
too?
I think so. Yes,
Okay,
I would
okay.
do that
You do a back to back on the
on the
Magic.
Magic or the Breeze too. So
I could easily see myself doing a back to back on the Havana on any of the Vista class ships, like the Horizon, the Vista, and the Panorama. I really look forward to doing the
I mean,
Panorama.
I hate to knock down the Horizon. I really love the Horizon, but the only thing was those darn elevators.
Yeah,
It
we
was
took the stairs
horrible.
everywhere. The elevators are a total disaster on the
That's why they
Vista
didn't.
class.
That's why they didn't put it on the Mardi Gras. It was a big disaster.
Yep.
We had a horrible time.
The problem is you're supposed to push in how many people are going in the elevator, and you'll be in there, and then all of a sudden 10 people walk in there, and you're like, I know they didn't push that button 10 times.
They just think the elevator's gonna, because you can't push your number once you get in the elevator. There's no buttons. You have to do it outside and tell how many people, what floor you're going on. So people don't realize when the elevator opens up, everybody just runs into it.
Yep.
So that's the only reason. That's one thing I didn't like about the Horizon.
But on all the Vista class ships, we didn't. Our first Horizon experience, we booked a cove balcony, which
Mhm.
was in the family harbor. That's great if you got kids, but beware, there's kids running up and down that hallway, knocking on doors, and we spent most of our
Yeah.
time in the Havana. We love the Havana, and we're like so disappointed we didn't book the Havana on the Horizon, because if I would have booked the Horizon in Havana, I would have never left.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have just stayed out there on the back deck the whole time. Just bring me my drinks. I'm good.
And then Laura says that her and Eddie are going on the Panorama in 13 days. They're
Too
so
cool,
excited.
guys.
We're actually going to
Stoked.
go next
Yeah.
year, so can't wait to watch your guys' vlogs and see how you guys like it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you
Mhm.
guys. We were supposed to do that Easter cruise in
With John Hilt.
in 2020, and we were just so sad when that got canceled. We rebooked it a couple times, and we're on it for the big 50th celebration.
Yeah, in March 5th,
Right.
2022.
So that'll be a blast, and I'm really excited to. Haven't been to the Mexican Riviera since I was a little kid, so I'm really excited to go to all those places and do a lot of tequila tasting and
Yeah,
stuff
we may have
like
to go
that.
a couple days before or after to go visit some places in California that we missed too. So we'll have
Right,
to do that
right,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we were natives of California for 39 years.
Mhm.
We've been in the Midwest now for almost 15, well, a little over 15
15
years
now.
now. Time flies.
yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, so we're gonna kind of go back
Mm-hmm.
to some houses we had there and visit with some friends and family, and stuff like that. So we're hoping to get down there a couple days and enjoy that. And
But you
what
guys are gonna love it though.
when you go to California, guys, you got to go to Hollywood and at least drive around and
Yeah.
experience the Hollywood people walking around. It's pretty interesting, and you got to go to all the beaches down there in LA. It's definitely live TV. You don't need any TV there. The people entertain you. It's pretty entertaining. So
Okay, let's get back on the subject though, Paul. Let's talk about cruising.
right,
What's your next one?
that's it.
That's it. Do you
The
guys have
Mardi
any
Gras,
questions?
if the Mardi Gras, I highly recommend doing back to back.
Yes.
And I wish I could have did back to back on that. And like I said, I've always preached, cruising's the best bang for the buck, and that's what we mentioned on our victory vlogs. Is that we were on that victory for like hundred and something dollars a
It
day
was
for
dirt
both
cheap.
of us,
Mhm.
and I was the cheapest I could find. If I'm gonna stay at a hotel down on the beach, I'm not staying at the country inn behind the Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna
No.
spend the extra 100 or 150 a day to stay on the beach, and get that whole experience.
So, like almost being like on a cruise. You're actually
Right.
at a resort or something.
Right.
An excursion.
And the cheapest I could find anything on the beach, even like Hamptons or whatever, was like $350 a night plus. So, and then you figure you got to have dinner and all that. So, once again, cruising's the best bang for the buck.
It is. I mean, you don't have to go look for food. Food's everywhere around you. Drinks.
Entertainment, music.
That's another thing about side by side. When you get off this ship, just for a couple of days, you're gonna like realize, I wish I was on the ship, because you're gonna have to go look for dinner, go buy drinks.
Usually on the side by side, I'm okay chilling out for a couple days. After the second day, I'm like, okay, I want some live music. I want, this, that. I want to go see a show. But usually with the side by side, I'm okay with just relaxing for a couple days and maybe catching up on my sleep.
Especially if you want to do some laundry and stuff like that
Right.
too, or maybe you have to buy some more sunblock because you ran out and you don't
Right.
want to pay the high price on the cruise ship.
Right. And like I said, you can experience all the local culture.
Oh yeah, we really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Miami's got a lot to do. Fort Lauderdale's got a lot to do. It's got great beaches, so it's got a lot of fun bars hanging out there in Fort Lauderdale on the beach. So we stayed at, what's our favorite place to stay in Hollywood Beach? We love that place. It's the Curio.
It's the Diplomat.
The Diplomat, yeah.
Yes.
The Diplomat Beach Resort there. It's a Curio.
Beautiful.
We've got it on a couple of our vlogs. God, man, that is a nice place.
They got a good couple restaurants in there.
Amazing seafood and steak.
fireplace.
Yeah, they've live fire pits and music out, and you can hear the ocean in the background.
Beautiful.
It's a great place to stay. I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
But at that time, they were pretty full, so we were looking, $400 or $500 a night. Sometimes you can get there for under $300 a night.
Now, if anybody has any questions, please ask. I mean, it doesn't have to be about the side by side. It could be about the Mardi Gras or anything else. So, whatever you guys have any questions, we love. Laverne says, "Hi, what
Hey, Laverne.
hotel did you stay at prior to boarding the Mardi Gras?"
We stayed at the Hampton, right at the cruise port. I mean, you could almost walk there. It's a typical cookie cutter Hampton, but it's brand new. It still smells new. We didn't have any breakfast or anything. If you caught our embarkation video, we got a giant pizza. We demolished that whole thing. I probably ate 3/4 of it. We got some. We stopped and got some beer and stuff on the way back,
Yeah.
and we just pretty much, we hadn't eaten the whole day, so we just ate and crashed out. The beds were super comfortable. I noticed some people did have breakfast, but I'm not a big fan of those rubber waffles and all the Hampton breakfast. I'm like, I'll just wait till I get on the ship. We got on the ship. We were so excited with the ship, running around videoing everything and checking everything out. We didn't eat till 2:30 in the afternoon. We didn't eat for breakfast.
No.
And kind of everything was closing up and this and that. And we're like, hey, we got dinner at 5 o'clock. So we just grabbed a couple pieces of pizza.
Yeah.
And I think we went ahead of dinner and got some ceviche at Emerald's, which was really cool.
Tell me about the other thing, about another tip for the Mardi Gras about our luggage. How we just...
Yeah, we just had one rolling suitcase each, and like a backpack, and she had like a bag, it hung on her four-wheeler, and we just scooted the suitcases right on, and we didn't have to sit around and wait for our luggage or anything. We were like right
There's
on.
another tip right there. You guys can take your luggage onto the terminal. You don't have to check it with one of the porters.
Right.
Just, I mean, they have a machine that will go right through. So that way you go straight on the ship, put your luggage in your room, and you're good to go. You don't have to sit, because back in the day when we were cruising earlier, we would go open the doors or luggage there, and we hear things, and sometimes we didn't get our luggage on the horizon. At what time, Paul?
Well, normally we've had great service since we've been platinum. That was the one time we really
Yeah.
wanted our luggage, and we didn't get it till about 6 o'clock at night. But I mean, there's been other times when we first started cruising, we wouldn't get our luggage till 4 or 5. And then you're just sitting around all day waiting for your luggage. Like, well, I don't want to leave it sitting out in the hall,
Well, the
or
thing
you
is,
want to unpack.
you don't feel like you're on vacation until you unpack and get your room situated, your cabin, and then you feel like you're on vacation. But sit and wait, and God, I hope I didn't lose my luggage, because sometimes halfway through the cruise, we get these little notes in our room that would say, "Did you happen to get this
Right,
piece of
right,
luggage in your room?" And I feel sorry for someone that lost
right.
their luggage. You know.
I'm sure the cruisers have experienced that, seeing, notes in your room there. People have lost their luggage, they're looking for luggage. And
Yeah.
I'd just rather just, if I don't have 3 or 4 suitcases and all that, I would just rather carry it on myself and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, unpack it, get settled in. We were on the ship before 11. And I mean, we did spa tours. We did a full spa tour
Yeah.
we've got coming up. We've got all the information on that. I mean, we
went to,
videoed a lot
we
of
went
the
up there
ship.
and did Loft 19, which is a private area for the suite people, and you can actually rent those areas for $500 a day.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty crazy.
so we got footage of that before they locked it down for passengers to go up there once it started sailing. So
Yeah.
and we had an awesome cruise director.
Chris, we sailed with him on the Sunrise. I think his impact was a little bit, I think he had a little bit more impact on the Sunrise than he did on the Mardi
Yeah.
Gras,
Mardi Gras
because
was
the
more
Mardi
people.
Gras was so big and so
Yeah.
much going on. He just didn't have the same impact. He did have an amazing sail away, though. He
It was
did
good.
host an incredible sail away party, but his impact just wasn't quite the same that it was on the Sunrise. It definitely, the Sunrise, I don't know if anyone's been on the Sunrise, but that's a small ship. It's a beautiful atrium, but it's really small. And I mean, he had it packed and crazy. It just seemed to just not have the same impact when we saw it in the Grand Theater.
But he's still a fun guy. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I like when he comes
amazing.
on the PA system, his voice and stuff. So it's really pretty
Right,
cool.
right,
So
yeah.
we really enjoyed having him again as a cruise director.
Yeah, our favorite's Cookie. We love Cookie.
Cookie's
I
our
don't know if
favorite.
anyone's ever cruised with Cookie, but we love Cookie. Hopefully, they'll get on one of our ships. So, what ship was he on?
I think he's on the Breeze. Somewhere
Okay.
at Galveston, I thought he was on. So
Yeah, and the Breeze is and Galveston's a pretty easy drive for us.
mhm.
Oh, cool! You're going on the Sunrise in December. That's cool. It's a small ship though. It's
Beautiful though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ship, beautiful decor. It just sometimes, hopefully, they keep the sailing numbers down, because I just found it was a little crowded around Guys and Blue Iguana. But just make sure you time your buffet and going to the Blue Iguana and Guys. Just stay away from the peak
Well, tell them
times.
about the Sunrise. How beautiful the Red Frog Pub area
Oh,
is.
my God.
You're gonna love it.
That's one thing I probably missed on the Mardi Gras. Is I'm a big Red Frog Pub person, and but they covered that on the Mardi Gras too, because we loved playing shuffleboard on the table, on the bar wooden tables. They had that covered on the Mardi Gras, but the Sunrise has an incredible Red Frog Pub with live
Yeah.
music in there. Yep.
What ship was it before, Paul? You remember?
Oh, it was the Triumph,
It was a Carnival Triumph that they turned into the Sunrise. So.
aka Poop Ship.
That's okay. We're not going to mention that. But we actually had one of the brand new rooms on
Oh,
deck 5.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
We've had a couple people mention that they've booked that interior room that we booked on the Sunrise, because we love those giant interior rooms. That's one thing that we struggled with in the Havana.
on the Mardi Gras. I'm going to tell you, the bathrooms are so small
my
on the Mardi Gras. I'm going to show you footage of that later on, but it's tough. That room was very tough for us.
Yeah, the Red Frog on the Magic is really cool
We
too.
love that one,
Yeah, And of course, I love the Ocean Plaza. You'll never hear me stop talking about that.
But
With
the Red
the
Frog Pub is so cool because they have games everywhere on the table. So you're like if you're drinking with a bunch of
right
friends and having
table
fun.
games, and they got
Yeah.
beer pong in there. They've got karaoke in there, and they just have a lot going on in that Red Frog Pub.
Just
And
like on the Magic. Remember
yeah,
that little, we love that in the Magic
and they
too.
had great music on it too.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunrise is a beautiful ship.
Yeah.
It's just there's like I said, the only areas that I didn't like was around the buffet and the guys and the Blue Iguana at peak time.
And what about the atrium?
The atrium's gorgeous,
But it was so
gorgeous.
small. I
It's
mean,
tight.
when we had Chris up
Chris,
there,
yeah.
the cruise director, he was on the bar. There was hardly no room. I mean, everybody was
I
up
mean,
on
it
different
was
decks. Yeah.
packed down on the bottom, all levels. It was crazy though. It was fun.
Yeah.
I
It was
mean,
a
you
cool
almost
ship.
got chills, when he was doing his routine. It was
Mhm.
really cool. It was really
So
cool.
you're gonna enjoy the sunrise. We really love that ship too.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So hopefully, and there's no safer place to be vacationing right now than on a cruise ship because everybody's tested within 48 hours. So everybody's vaccinated.
Yeah.
So it's really a safe, you should feel really comfortable, so.
If those crew members can wear their mask, I mean, I feel bad for them. The ones that are in the kitchen cooking with their mask. I mean, it's tough.
Right.
So if they can do it, we can do it. So.
Right. Yep, and hopefully you guys caught our embarkation video. If not, check that out. We just put that out last night,
Mhm.
the embarkation of the Mardi Gras there. So we kind of we spent most of the beginning of that time video, and we're going to have a really good ship tour on it. We made sure we covered that ship
Yeah.
good. So.
And it says we are taking SCT Adventure says we're taking our oldest daughter and her fiance. It will be their first cruise, and we hope they
Wow.
will like it, and they will like it.
They're going on the Mardi Gras?
No, they're going on the Sunrise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that'll be a
Sunrise.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah. Laura liked our embarkation vlog. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot more coming up. So we're just warming up. We got a lot of footage to go through. It's 2 cell phones, an action camera. So
Yeah, so we have to try to like put them in files and stuff like that. And plus trying to get back into work and
right.
doing laundry and catching up at home. It's been kind of hard for me to get these vlogs pushed out, but we're trying. We're
Yep.
getting them going. So
We should expect, I would say, easily one a week, right?
yes, I'm gonna try to do one a week.
We're gonna get the Mardi Gras videos out we're gonna try to get them out every week, and we can't, confirm an exact time or date, but we're gonna shoot for Saturday at the latest Sunday, and then we're gonna continue having our weekly Sunday night happy hour chit chat at 5 p.m. Central Time.
Now
So.
Tom says enjoyed your embarkation birthday vlog. Happy belated birthday. Thank you,
Oh,
Tom.
that's cool.
And what a day to celebrate your day.
Wow, yeah,
It was awesome.
that was incredible. So I'm gonna have a birthday on Royal Caribbean
I had
in
to do a
Alaska.
birthday one for him too because I
Right.
felt bad. So
But
we're
I
doing-
get off the ship on my actual birthday,
That's
but we'll
okay.
celebrate hard the night before.
Yeah,
So
because he turns 55 on that cruise. So.
that'll be my senior citizen cruise.
Yeah.
So got to do Alaska for your senior citizen
Yeah,
cruise.
we've never been to Alaska, and I've never been on that ship. We only done one Royal Caribbean ship, and so
Yeah.
it's a smaller ship. So we're excited to try a different ship. So.
Yeah, definitely. We need to get on more Royal. We need to get on more Norwegian. And it's just hard because the pandemic pushed so many things that, we just had to keep rebooking with Carnival, and we didn't want to lose all the offers.
Yeah.
But, we definitely want to try all the lines and,
Mm-hmm. And we're able to score a balcony too on his birthday cruise. So
right.
I hear we got the port side balcony, so we'll be able to see a lot of
Right.
good things. We're gonna buy some binoculars and make sure we do a lot of things. So just to check out the scenery, I hear it's so beautiful.
Right.
I can't wait.
Now, let me ask you, would you do a Disney cruise?
I would say I would not.
Really?
No.
Wow, why not?
For one thing, at my age, I don't think I would want to do a Disney. I don't know. Disney never appealed to me. I mean, maybe never say never. Maybe I'll do
Right.
it eventually. You
Right.
know, 10 years from now, maybe.
Right.
So, but right now, no. I have other cruises. I think I would rather go on. Now, would you go on a Disney cruise?
I would probably have to pass. I'm not a big casino person, but I grew up in Southern California in Tustin in Orange County, about 10 minutes from Anaheim. And as a kid, I probably went to Disneyland 4 times a year. So I'm kind of over it. You know, I know there's a lot of big kids that never get over it,
They
but
love it.
yeah, I experienced it so much that there's just other things I want to do. And the biggest thing with me is probably going to be the price. The price is really high on Disney.
Now, Karen said, I like the video, the clock on the floor on the
That
Mardi
was,
Gras, and how it was 1 minute until your birthday was over. That was perfect timing. Happy belated birthday.
yeah.
Thank you. That was
Yeah,
perfect.
we walked out of the comedy club right then. We left like a minute or two early, right before the big rush, and we
Mhm.
walked out and we came around the corner. They have that giant Mardi Gras, kind of like a platinum plaque right there, and you walk around the corner. I think I saw 2 clocks on that ship.
I think there was two.
Right, I saw that one there, and it's kind of off the beaten path. So it was kind of weird how that all worked out, but it was pretty cool.
And then Laura says, I wouldn't do Disney because the Disney music and the themes just aren't my thing.
Right.
But the ships look nice. They do look nice.
Oh yeah.
And none of the ships have casinos, is what I hear.
Right.
So if you're a
Right.
casino player, you probably wouldn't want to do Disney
Right.
either.
The thing that scares me away from it, first off, is the price.
Yeah, it's
You
double.
know,
It's,
I'd rather do 2 or 3 cruises for, than do one. So, yeah, definitely, we're not big casino people, but
No.
occasionally we like to go there.
we tried it on the Mardi Gras and I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so.
Cindy won a little money on the table.
Yeah.
She was really nervous. She's never been on a table before, so but she's really good at blackjack. She always beats me at 21. So I'm like, hey, just relax and look at the other people's card. And she started getting into it, and she actually did okay. Won a
Yeah.
little bit of money, came out ahead. So that's a good thing,
Yeah,
right?
it was really fun. So it was right before we were for our late night pizza. So we did went to the casino after the Havana bar, and we had, well, trust me, we couldn't film in the casino because you're not allowed to film in the casino.
I saw a couple people. We did a little bit. I've got a little bit now. Of course, we walked through the casino when people weren't playing, when
Yeah.
we were in port. We definitely made sure we got good footage of that, because we've gotten really good footage of other cruise lines or cruise ships
Mhm.
casinos. So we wanted to make sure we got good footage on that so everybody could see what it looked like. But I saw a couple people going through there while they were playing, and I was
They had,
surprised. They
their-
had GoPros going and a
Yeah.
mic on the back, and I'm like, wow, that's because we've had slot pools before, and we've had ones that we've hosted, and we've had cameras or like cell phones sitting in there, like watching you like hawks.
They would run up to us and say, "You can't film. You can't
Yeah.
film." So we'd have to
So-
try to sneak it in there.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a little nervous to do it now, but I was really surprised that
Mhm.
quite a few people were getting away with that, and that's going to be disappointing for the casino people, though, that they've got the bars closed down there.
Right now,
And-
starting September 13th, 2021,
Right.
Carnival decided to shut down all the casino bars. And if you are in the casino, you have to make sure it's just you and one other person. And you can't have groups of people in there. So I don't know how the slots are going to work with the slot pools and people are
Right.
doing right now. So maybe it'll change, you
Yeah.
know.
Hopefully it will. I'm glad we got to go there and experience the casino bar and everything there. They've kind of got it like the Magic. They've got a little area there where you can hang out and sit and smoke at tables instead of at the bar.
Hmm.
It's not quite as nice as the Magic. The Magic has a beautiful
Love it.
casino, and I like the lighting in the Magic and the way with the green and the dark. And the thing I didn't like about the Mardi Gras casino is it was really bright. It
And another
was
thing we noticed how, I mean, I'm not against smokers or anything, but people would just run in there, take a couple drags, go and then run out. So there was like a spot where they could just take a quick smoke and then take
Right.
off to their next adventure.
But don't forget to mention what was really cool about
What?
it is one side was non-smoking
That's true.
and the other side was smoking.
Because we went on one side, there was no
Right.
smoke, and we happened to go on the other side, it was all smoking.
I
So-
didn't think it was too bad. I thought the smoking side was actually doable. It was, definitely for a non-smoker, it didn't seem to bother me. There's a couple other ships I've been on when you walk in the whole casino smoking, and you pretty much need an oxygen mask in there to breathe.
Now, Laura asked to get rated by Carnival for casino playing. Should one of us spend or spread it between both of us? You know, casino rates and stuff people get.
I'm no expert on this. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We do, if we lose 100 or 200, that would probably be the most we've ever lost. So I'm gonna probably say both. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. I'm
I would
sorry, I'm
say
deleting
both.
a few comments here that someone snuck in and said some
Right.
stuff. So, but we usually always like when we did the slot pulls, we used Paul's sign and sell card. We still haven't got any really like casino rates or anything like that. So
Yep. So yeah, I would say both try to play, and it's probably a combination, wouldn't you say?
yes,
So it's probably a combination there. So, but sorry about that
I got all those off of there now. Okay,
for
sorry.
now.
Somebody came in and started spamming us. I'm sorry. Go
Guess
ahead
we're
and
gonna have to get a moderator.
yeah, because that was kind of hard. It's okay, it happens.
Right.
So, but what were we talking about again after all
The,
that?
one like Laura
Oh
versus
yes,
Eddie.
we always use Paul's sign and sell card, but we have not got any casino rates yet. I mean, you have to
Right.
get so many credits to earn that kind of stuff. But right now we
Right.
just go in there and have fun. We're not worried
It's just
about
kind of
that.
like a random thing, like, hey, we
Mhm.
close down a few bars and let's go play a little bit, or hey, we got a little time to kill in between this or that, let's
Yeah,
go play a little bit. We're not serious by any means in the casino.
no.
It's kind of like, one of the last things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll do it, we're one of those people, we'll go in there for entertainment,
Just for
whatever.
the next an hour or
Yeah.
so.
But most people I know that get free cruises probably drop about 2 to 3 grand minimum, wouldn't you say?
I agree.
And
Now, Eddie says we're not big gamblers. We would only do it to earn credits towards future cruises. It may take a while. I think you have to really spend a lot of money to be able to get those future cruise credits. I say don't worry about that. You can always find really good deals on
right,
Carnival. I mean, these people that get $25 cruises, they must be spending their whole time in the casino on their
right,
cruise. So
right,
I know people that actually go to casinos and get free cruises that go on, cruise ships, and because they spend the whole time in the cruise
yeah.
on
I
the
mean,
casino.
we know people personally that
Yeah,
they go in there and they never leave.
never leave.
They get free cruises. They don't tell you how much they lose.
No.
I know a couple other people that get like half off or really good deals, and they lose about 2 to 3 grand.
Yeah,
So, and maybe they win sometimes. You always hear when they win. You
yeah.
never,
Here when
they
they win.
always say they win, but
Hmm.
I don't think so.
And don't waste your time too much in the casino, Laura and Eddie. Enjoy the cruise ship. You guys are gonna have so much fun. The casino is just an extra perk, just to have a little, throw a couple,
Right.
dollars down there if you have some onboard credit or something
Right.
like that. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it too serious.
And the more you drink, like if you play craps or something like that, then you got to start thinking and calculating and stuff like
A
that.
couple
I mean,
cocktails in, you're like,
right.
well, maybe,
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess you play roulette, red or black. How can you mess that up?
Yeah, there's so much other things to do on the cruise ship to spend your time on in the
Yeah.
casino.
And the entertainment, even on like the other ships we've been on, the shows have always been great.
Mhm.
We've had some amazing bands on the Magic, and and the Mardi Gras is just a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's music everywhere. I mean, everywhere you go,
right,
the center stage,
right,
you go to the theater, you go to every venue on the ship. There's music. I mean, it's just awesome.
right.
It's awesome cruise ship.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, we just enjoy being at sea. I
Yeah.
mean, we grew up by the beach. We love the beach, and we really miss the beach living in the Midwest. So,
We just wish maybe, the Havana area on the ship was kind of in the back so we can just look at the wake and enjoy that.
of course,
So,
but I think when you add 2,000 more people, keep in mind we were there with 3,000 people. That ship's going to sell at some point with 5,000
because if you
people.
watched our video we put out there, I mean, that really, the Sellaway wasn't that busy. I mean, like,
Yeah.
we've seen it busy,
Wall to wall people
people.
on all levels. And
Hmm.
once you get above the pool there, it was basically just sprinkled around. I mean, when you add 2,000 more people on there, I think I'm going to appreciate that Havana
Havana
area
area.
at,
Mhm.
at midday on a sea day.
Yes.
When I went to brunch or met some people for brunch and
Mhm.
didn't get out there at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. So I hope they keep selling. lower capacity for a while.
That's
'Cause
right, Eddie. He just said that too. Enjoy
yeah,
it. Enjoy it now,
yeah.
because when they get to 100%, it's going to be pretty crazy.
Like even in the or not the alchemy, but the fortune teller bar, just around the bar, like at peak, kind of filled up. They still had all the lounges to the left and the right open. I
It
mean,
was wide open. Nobody was
yeah,
really
the
sitting on
only
that.
area seemed kind of crowded and narrow to me that I felt a little cramped was the alchemy.
Yes.
I did not. That was not a good alchemy experience.
We liked the alchemy, but that
Right.
on that ship where it was at, it just wasn't a good vibe there.
Right. That was probably the worst alchemy experience. That
Tiny, very tiny.
and narrow, and it was really bright, and when you've been drinking, your eyes are kind of.
That's the neon lights changed all different colors, so
Right.
it kind of starts hurting your eyes. So
Right. Yeah, and definitely. There was a lot of people standing around, but not a lot of room, like if you're sitting around to engage with the other people.
And then people walking through there to get to another spot on the cruise ship. So it was very high traffic there.
Yeah.
Not a good design there, I don't think.
Yeah, but it was.
We still enjoyed it though. It doesn't stop me to go back on there.
Yeah, I enjoyed those Chipotle spicy martinis.
Oh, those are good at the
Yeah.
alchemy.
I didn't have a sidecar this time. I was a little disappointed by that. That's what I used to always drink when I went on the Dream and when I first started on the Conquest and
Conquest.
13, 14
Mhm.
there when I first started enjoying the alchemy, and I always loved the sidecar, but. Sometimes those drinks are a little heavy. So yeah, I love the Chipotle
Yes.
martinis,
We did
the
too, Laura.
spicy. Yeah, they're really
My
good.
favorite's the tiramisu martini. It's awesome. You just go up there and it has chocolate and it's really good. It's a good after dinner drink. So don't eat too much dessert. Go get one of those at the bar. So those are one of my favorites.
Yep. So tonight's cheers gonna be the Bacardi, the extra rare gold rum, the 10-year. I just took the plastic off on that. We had the 8-year last week, so we're gonna have a little sample of this and a cheers to everybody that hung out with us tonight. We appreciate you
I'm gonna
guys.
try to get Paul to make me one of his special pina coladas next chat. So I'll get him to make me one of those, his specialties. He's good at making those for me.
If you haven't checked that out, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's the most incredible pina colada. I've got a nice video on that one there.
Yeah, it's
so
good. Really, really good.
this Bacardi we had last week was so good. I almost hate to shoot it. It's almost
Just halfway from mine.
it's almost a sipping.
Now, Karen says, with all the extra food items, how many times did you eat at Guy's Burger, Paul? This is funny. Watch this. Watch this. What he says. 0. He didn't have one Guy's Burger.
And I didn't make my special High Seas Paul taco salad, which is taco salad with everything on it. The French fries and the Guy's Burger on top with tons of jalapenos and chipotle mayonnaise. And
Tell him the bad news about the Blue Iguana.
I don't remember.
No more taco bowls.
Oh yeah, they don't do the taco bowls anymore.
So you can't get that big salad.
And they don't put it in a bowl either.
Yeah, we tried and they wouldn't do it.
So.
But Paul did not go to Guy's because there was so much other stuff.
Well, I did go to Guy's to get the fries because I heard about
the
internet has been turned upside down. That Guy's changed his fries
They
there,
did.
and they're horrible.
But then we heard something that they had some fry shortage or something. I don't know. There's so many rumors out there, but
right.
Those fries are not the same at Guy's.
No, basically now it's just salt, and the guy showed me on. You'll see on the vlog. He just showed me what they put on it. They just put paprika and salt, and I think a little bit of pepper, and they're just really pale. If anyone had the Guy's fries before, they were really spicy. Amazing, had a lot of pop and flavor. It tasted like they had 12 or 13 different seasonings on them.
Yeah, you have to watch our Paul's first bite challenge for the fries, Guy's versus Shack. So the big chicken.
Shack fries are really good.
They are good.
They're like a potato skin, thin, got a nice pepper pop to them. But I miss the old Guy's fries, and they were spicy, had a lot of pop to them. And then, of course, I love putting the grilled onions and the jalapenos and the chipotle mayo on them.
It was pretty awesome on the Mardi Gras. You can get food. I mean, breakfast. They serve breakfast besides the Lido Deck everywhere. So it was never.
Shacks, I'm telling you, Shacks.
That's the place to be.
The chicken strips, I got them fresh. They had some sitting around. I'm all, hey, can I get some fresh ones?
They gave them to them.
And of course, I tried all the sauces. Sauces are amazing. Be careful with that buffalo sauce. That's coming from a guy like spice. This buffalo sauce has a kick to it.
I think Shaq's Big Chicken is maybe a little bit better than Guy's because it was, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Amazing. I
really,
mean,
really, really
breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can have that.
right.
So it's really good.
The breakfast that chicken sandwich, it was a little sweet for me. They dipped it in that syrup stuff, and then they put butter on a biscuit, and it just tasted like pancakes and chicken and
That's
waffles.
what it
And
tastes like. Yeah, he said.
yeah,
So
it was a little sweet. I'm not a big sweet person in the morning. That would be more in the late afternoon or evening, but definitely not in the morning.
now, Eddie says, I let you know what's up with Guy's fries on the panorama. Yeah, let us know if they're different because I'm kind of excited about that. And then Dewey says, hi, Dewey.
Hey, Dewey, how you doing, buddy?
Dewey says it's almost impossible to hit every food place on the Mardi Gras in one week. I
Yeah,
agree. We miss so much.
yeah. And what's weird is normally I'm a pretty big eater, but for some reason I was eating like a late breakfast, early lunch, and then I was saving my appetite for the specialty because I'm like, hey, I'm paying for this. I want to make sure I can have all the 5 course or the 7 course meal,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm eating here. I want to, I don't want to waste anything. So what's weird is normally I would be pigging out on, I mix guys and blue iguana together. I put my burger and fries on top of my taco salad with guacamole and jalapenos and onions
And
and
that was his specialty back then. So
yeah, yeah. That's the coming back from the party boat snorkel tour. Like eat that before you take your nap before you go out for the night. So
yeah. But again, there were so many places to eat. I mean, we walked well more over 12,000 steps a day. I mean, we
yeah,
were just
I think on our
hustling
embarkation day we did over 14,000 steps because we were trying to hit the ship and video as much as we could
before it got
before
crowded.
it got crowded. But really, in theory, it never
Never did.
got that crowded.
Yeah.
I'd say the only time I thought it was crowded was like maybe on the Lido deck on Sellaway, but that was just and that wasn't even what it normally was.
Well, I think
So
the last sea day too, because people are up there getting the
yeah,
pictures
on our
and
deck, because normally our 8th deck we had to ourselves with the Bar della Rosa and the deli up there and the pizza and
pizza.
everything was up there and the watering hole in the back, and we basically it seemed like we had that whole deck to ourselves until the last day when everybody was getting their pictures in the
And going to
pixel.
guest services in case they had some
Right,
issues with their
right.
billing and stuff like that. But our deck was awesome. A perfect deck to be on if you're on the Mardi Gras.
Yeah, and like I said, I know the Havana's not what it is on the Vista class, but I would do it again,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they bring on those other 2,000 people. It's nice to have, a nice area where you can, get a chair or, and get service right away and not have to deal with a
And
lot of
Paul would go to
people.
Bar Della Rosa and just get our coffee in the morning. It was right
Right,
there. I mean, they
right.
made the same coffee you would
Yep.
get on deck 6 at the Blue Java.
Java, yep.
So I mean, it's a
And then
perfect area.
guys Pig and Anchor right around the corner from that had breakfast every
Mm-hmm.
morning. So, I'd stop there, get a quick bite to eat and go to the coffee and didn't have to wait in line. I'd walk by the Java around the same time and there'd be 50 people
People
in
in line.
line. Yeah. So that was a great experience as well.
We
So
did try one of their breakfast sandwiches at the Blue Java. I wasn't too fond of that. I didn't really like it. Did you? The
no,
egg sandwich?
I'm a brunch guy and we did do finally, you know, we did a brunch, what this second C day or
Yeah,
the first C day?
it was the second sea day.
Okay, the second C day. We finally did a brunch, and normally I really, really, really love the brunch. And I was a little disappointed we didn't get together with more people and do a brunch, and
On
that
the
would have been a
group.
lot of fun. But hey, maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
But it was a totally different cruising experience for us this time. So, which is good. We've done this style before when we were on the Dream because we sailed out of Galveston in January and it was cold, miserable, and raining the
Yeah.
whole way. So we would get up about 1 or 2 o'clock and we would just stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and just sleep all day and morning, and we just lived the nightlife. And it's
I
kind of what
like
we did
that.
a little bit on the Mardi Gras, which was kind of cool, so
We didn't take any naps, so I mean,
surprisingly,
you can
yeah.
tell on that last video we put out, we looked pretty tired, pretty hammered there. So we were up like nonstop.
Because especially cruise day, and I
Cruise
normally get
day.
up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning every day anyways, So we went to bed around 1, and I was up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep.
That's why I think once we got back home, I mean, I crashed. I mean, I was sleeping 12 hours because I had to catch up on my sleep because on the
Yeah.
Mardi Gras, I didn't sleep that much.
Yeah, she was definitely feeling it at the end there. It was catching up with her.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it. I can go for a while without a lot of sleep, but you know, it does kind of affect you a little bit. But
Okay, Paul, it's 6 o'clock, so I hope everybody enjoyed our little chit chat here. We're gonna do a shot here to thank everybody to come in and say hi to us.
we got our
What do we have,
Bacardi 10-year special aged rum. I kind of snuck a couple sips in there. Believe it or not, I actually like the 8-year better.
Do you?
Yeah, but
So hopefully I won't choke on it because usually
you're gonna drink the whole thing. Woo! All right. You
No,
go,
maybe
girl.
half. Maybe. Let me see if I can do it. If I start choking.
All right. Hey, here's to y'all. Thank y'all for coming in.
Thanks.
We appreciate you. And if you can, hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
Give us some YouTube channel support. We appreciate you guys. And hopefully we'll see you on the high seas, guys. Let's see if we can get
Cheers,
this down.
guys. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Came back a little bit. Wow. Good job.
Perfect. It didn't go on my nose. Perfect.
Cheers, guys. Hey, thank you very much. And look forward to our other Mardi Gras vlogs coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have another topic next week. So stay tuned on our High Seas Friends Facebook page.
Yep. And we'll see you guys every Sunday night at 5 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah.
We'll see you there, guys. Be safe and be kinder than necessary.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.